Hey, what's going on, guys? So it's that time of year again. My incubator is empty, kind of sad. One of my favorite things to do is to constantly, and I mean constantly, check those eggs just to see those little faces pip through the eggs to see what I got. But this year, it was one of the best years that I've ever had with ball python breeding. I got so many clutches, I actually had to bring in another incubator. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to share with you guys some of the ball python morphs that I produced this year. I'm Dāv Kaufman, and these are my reptile adventures. Rainbow Mealworms is not only a proud sponsor of this channel, they are the premier source for all your reptile food needs. They grow all of their quality insects in-house, and I use them exclusively for all my insect-eating reptiles. So place your order today at rainbowmealworms.net or click the link in the description below. So for all of you out there that want to either start a ball python breeding business or want to grow your ball python breeding business, the best advice that I can give is to get multiple females with 1 or 2 genes, and then spend the money on a male that has multiple genes, preferably codoms, because that will come out in your first breeding. Codoms are like orange dream, banana, that sort of thing. Recessive traits are like clown and pied. That's what I primarily work with here. But if you get several females, like just normal pieds, and get a male that has a lot of genes stacked on it, that's the best and most inexpensive way to really launch a ball python breeding business and to do it right. And speaking of pieds and clowns, these are the first 2 guys that I hatched out this year. This was a clutch of 5 eggs. Some of these have already sold. My rule of thumb before I sell any of my ball pythons is that they obviously have to have their first shed, because in that time, from the time that they're hatching to the time that they have their first shed, they're absorbing that yolk that's still in their bellies, and then after they shed, maybe a couple of days or so. But for me to post my snakes for sale on Morph Market, I really like to see them have at least 2 or 3 meals that they're eating on their own. They don't need assist feeding, and that way I know that whoever buys these snakes is going to get a good, solid feeding snake. So a lot of you guys know that I love pieds, and of course I also love clowns. What's better than a clown or a pied? Pied clowns. This girl is already up on Morph Market, and I just keep staring at her thinking, maybe I should hang on to this one. But this guy is a pastel clown het pied. And again, these guys are already up on Morph Market. I've sold most of the clutch. These are the last 2 left of this clutch for this year. And this is his sister, again, a female pastel clown pied. And this was not the only clown pied that I produced this year. So a lot of you guys may remember a couple of years ago I hatched out a really funky ball python, and I named her Pandora. She's a paradox, and it looked like she was pastel and obviously double het clown, and here she is. This is Pandora as an adult. A lot of you may remember the video I did when she hatched out, but if you look carefully, it looks like she has pastel going on, and I was really hoping that Pandora, being a paradox with all that kind of visual pastel, that she would prove out to be pastel. Well, here's her offspring from her clutch, and apparently that pastel, well, it's just not pastel. Pandora is just a really beautiful, funky paradox ball python. And this is her clutch, and out of 5 eggs that she gave me, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 clown pieds and 1 normal double het clown pied. And I bred Pandora to a visual clown pied, and I could not be happier with these odds. And out of these 4 clown pieds, 2 of them are male, 2 of them are female. And I think that I'm gonna pick out one of these males and hold them back. And that's the problem, is every single year I want to hold back everything that I produce. But seriously, look at this. There is nothing better than a clown pied. And these guys have had 3 meals on their own, and pretty soon I'm going to have these listed for sale on Morph Market. Such an incredible clutch. Over the years, I'm going to be producing a ton of clown pied morphs. As a matter of fact, this year, I probably had about 4 clutches where I bred an orange dream clown to a pied, an orange dream clown to a yellow belly pied, and that orange dream clown to an inchy pied. I'm holding back all of those clutches because I've got inchy, yellow belly, double het clown pied, and orange dream inchies that are double het clown pied. Those will be future breeders. So I, again, will produce a lot of my own hets, and this year I am holding back probably
between 15 and 20 double het clowns with other genes stacked on top of them. And these are 3 that I'm definitely holding back. These are Inchy Orange Dream double het clown pieds. But just look at the way that that Orange Dream responds to Inchy. And then when you have double het clown pieds, it really makes those colors and those patterns kind of explode. Jake, come here. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Everybody, stop it. And I have an entire other clutch of Inchy double het clown pieds and yellow belly clown pieds that I'm going to eventually, in a few years, pair up with this trio. One of the genes that I just love is Orange Dream. And so this year I produced a lot of Orange Dream pieds. And these are one of my favorite pied morphs. And I just love how that orange just kind of explodes in the pieds. And there we understand what exploding is there, buddy. But this one's confusing me. I'm on the fence about this one, and I'm on the fence about this one. Because there's a lot of orange in there, but as you can see what Orange Dream does to pied, these have a lot of pattern in them, and I'm just not sure if these are Orange Dream pieds or if these are just normal pieds that have a lot of really high orange to them. But I'll leave it up to you guys in the comments below. What do you think on these two? That is obviously an Orange Dream pied. Those are Orange Dream pieds, obviously. These two? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Is there Orange Dream in these pieds, or are these just normal pieds? Either way, this is a really good looking clutch of Orange Dream pieds. And all of these will be for sale here. They're just Orange Dream pieds. They're not het for anything. They're just really awesome, beautiful pieds. So we all know and love the GHI. It is one of the most incredible and most recognizable genes out there. But I'm really interested to see how that combines with clown, how it combines with pied. So a couple of years ago, I produced this boy. This is an Inchy Mojave GHI. And he's got this really cool paradox spot right on him. And I've noticed that in the Inchy Mojave GHIs, some of them have that black spot like that on them. His clutch last year, almost every Inchy GHI Mojave that I hatched out of that clutch had that weird black spot to them. But with my breeding program, I like to produce all of my own hets. That way I know 100% exactly what I have, and that way I can better guess what the offspring of these snakes are going to be when I pair them to, let's say, a pied or a clown pied or whatever I happen to pair these guys with. Eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell off all of my hets and replace them with visuals. And this is the second year that this guy has bred. Last year I missed the GHI Mojave pied, and that's one of the snakes that I was really looking forward to producing. But this year I bred this snake just to a normal pied in the hopes that I would finally hit that GHI Mojave pied. And I did with this guy right here. So this is what I was after. This is a GHI Mojave pied. And if you look at just this GHI pied, you can see that nice yellow stripe down its head. While on a GHI Mojave pied, that line is really reduced. It's there, but it's only a shadow. But it's that spot right there that gives it away. And so this one right here, this is just a Mojave pied, and you can see that golden brown color that the Mojave has in a pied, but you can also plainly see that yellow stripe going down its eyes. And again, the Mojave GHI pied doesn't have that stripe and has much darker saddles. And as the snake sheds, the middle of that blotch right there, this one's a high white one, which is fine. I would have liked a little bit more pattern to it. But what's going to happen is that the center of that spot, that saddle right there, is going to grow darker, and the outline is going to be brighter. So in this clutch, I got a GHI possible Inchy pied here. I got a GHI Mojave het pied, 2 normals that are het pied, 1 GHI that's het pied. I got the Mojave pied right there, and I got a Mojave GHI pied that's male. So I'm going to hold this one back to eventually replace his father, which is again just a het. And speaking of how much I really love that Orange Dream gene, this year I really wanted to see how that responded to banana, especially banana pieds. So a couple of years ago, I produced an Orange Dream Yellow Belly Pied. This was his first year breeding, and I bred him to one of my banana het pied females. And this is a pretty amazing clutch. You can definitely see the Orange Dream Pied. That is a banana Orange Dream. And then this really amazing banana pied came out. I love how sometimes in a banana pied, those saddles just kind of disappear into purple. And then there's this girl, which I'm not sure if this is just a really good looking banana pied or if there's Orange Dream in her or not. I'm gonna have to wait for a couple of sheds to make sure, but then you look at this one and you can definitely see the Orange Dream coming out in that banana pied. This is an amazing boy, and I actually may be holding this one back to breed with some of the other banana pieds and banana het pied females that I have. But here's the two in question. You can definitely see the orange coming out in this one. This one may be just a really good looking banana pied, but it could also be a low expression Orange Dream. Again, comment below and let me know. Obviously Orange Dream banana pied. Does this one have Orange Dream in it or not? And also in this clutch, you can definitely see the difference between a normal pied. Look at that little smiley face on her. Oh, she has a couple of them. You got one there, one there. I never noticed that before, but you can definitely see the difference between Orange Dream pied and how those orange pop and just a normal pied that's a little bit more brown. Really good looking snakes, really good looking clutch. I also work with lavender pied projects, and I have a GHI double het lavender pied, and I also have in my family back here a yellow belly pied that is het lavender. Both of them bred my lavender het pied girls this year, and man did I get some good stuff out of this clutch. So this girl hasn't even shed yet. She's only a couple of days old, but this came from the yellow belly pied het lavender that again was bred to a lavender het pied girl. But look at that pattern. One of the diagnostic features of a yellow belly pied is you see this pixelation on the edge of the saddles like this. This girl has it on some of them, not on the others. So I'm going to have to wait and really look at this girl to see if this is in fact a yellow belly lavender pied. And lavender pieds, they're also called dreamsicles. So this could be a yellow belly dreamsicle. I'm going to have to wait until she sheds to see those colors pop and to see if that pixelation kind of comes through with a couple more sheds. Either way, this girl is staying here with me. And from the GHI double het lavender pied that I bred to a lavender het pied, I hatched out this beautiful GHI lavender. And you can definitely see the GHI coming out with those orange spots around her. There you can definitely see what GHI does to lavender with those little orange patches. This is a really beautiful snake. So one of the things that I don't like doing is breeding het to het, because then you get 66% possible hets out of that pairing. But when you're trying to make a visual, like in this case, I was trying to make a GHI lavender pied, and unfortunately I missed. But what you're kind of stuck with is you're stuck with those 66% het pieds, and that's what this GHI lavender is. And therefore, I'm going to have to make a decision on whether or not I'm going to hold this snake back to see if I can prove him out and try again to get that GHI lavender pied. But there's always next year, and I'm going to do that same pairing again next year, and hopefully out of that clutch, I'm going to get the GHI lavender pied. So I mentioned that yellow belly Orange Dream pied that I produced a couple of years ago. This was his first time breeding, and I bred him to just a normal pied girl to try to replicate the father. So yellow belly and Orange Dream, they're co-doms. There's a certain percentage of babies that are going to come out in that clutch that are going to either be yellow belly, Orange Dream, or Orange Dream yellow bellies, because that gene is co-dom. And this is my final clutch of the year. And as you can see, these guys haven't even shed yet. These are just a couple of days out of the egg. That one is a beautiful yellow belly pied. You can definitely see that pixelation going on there. And these two are just Orange Dream. They're possible yellow belly. Those saddles look a little bit jagged. I'm gonna have to wait on these. Right now, I'm basically guessing that these are just really nice Orange Dream pieds. But then, look what also came out of that clutch. I have never seen anything like this before. I didn't just get one kind of paradox orange dream. I mean, I don't even know if they're orange dream at this point. I'm gonna have to wait until they shed out a little bit. These could just be normal, they could be yellow belly, but look at this, 1, 2, 3, just very strange paradox pieds. And it's weird to just get one paradox out of a clutch, but 3 that are almost identical with each other? I've never seen anything like this before. Look at that. So these definitely could be orange dream yellow belly, they could be yellow belly pieds, they could just be normal pieds that have this really weird paradoxing going on. But these are by far the strangest pieds that I've ever hatched out. Where are you going over there, buddy? So these are the normal saddles that you usually see on a pied, but then they've got this paradoxing going on. But again, not one, but all 3 of these snakes have that weird paradoxing going on. I've never produced anything like this before, and I'm really gonna have to think about holding all of these back to see what they turn into. But that's the thing. Every single year I look at all the babies that I produce and I want to hold every single one of them back. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I mean by that. But again, this year I'm probably holding about 25 snakes back just for future breeders. So again, if you want to make it in the ball python business, you have to play the long game. You're not going to get rich quick. A lot of people have tried to get rich quick with ball pythons, and those are the people all over the internet slamming ball pythons because they didn't get rich quick. They didn't understand the business behind ball pythons, and they didn't understand how to build a company economically. And I'll say it again, the most inexpensive way of starting a ball python breeding business is to get single gene females and then get the most expensive male that you can afford with multiple genes stacked on top of that. Preferably some hets that, of course, the females will be het for as well. And then continue your breeding every single year and be prepared to play the long game. Back in my early days when nobody really knew who I was playing the long game. I knew that it would take me at least 10 to 15 years to start producing some really amazing snakes. And this year, again, has been the best season that I've ever had. So, guys, as you're watching this, I'm in Orlando, Florida at Animal Con. I hope to see a lot of you guys there if you can make it. But most of these snakes are going to be posted on my Morph Market page. That link is in the description below if you are interested in any of these snakes. And guys, I wish you all the luck with your breeding season this year. Comment below. Let me know what you think about these snakes and let me know what you guys are producing this year. And as always, thanks for watching, and until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.